Welcome back to my channel. My name is Alicia and this is Heart and Hand Creations and Events. Today's video will be a tutorial request demonstrating how to use cowrie shells to make jewelry. This request is for Danishi. All of the items you see here will be listed in the description below. Okay, as we get started here, some of the shells, most of the shells I've already taken off the backs, and this is what we have here compared to this. And I'm going to show you how I remove the backs from off of the shells. I get the tip of my scissors and I just go inside of the threading hole and I just wiggle up and down and it just pops right open. Sometimes it's real easy peasy just like that, and then sometimes you got to work a little bit. That was real easy. And that is pretty much how you get the backs open of your cowrie shells. I get tongue twisted with that. Just pops right off. And I should let you know that you should also sand the edges on the inside because they are a little rough around the edges. Right here. Here's one more. See? Now like this one, the last one would give me a little bit of trouble, right? There. Just snip at it a little bit. It pops right off. And I also would suggest that if you don't wear eyeglasses, put some goggles on because sometimes these pieces will pop up in your face. We're going to be using the nylon cord. I also have, which I showed you in the intro, I have this hemp cord. All of these things will be listed in the description below. I also have this glue here. It's jewelry glue. Is Ultra Control. This stuff right here, you have to be careful with it. It's smart to wear gloves. And this is called Aleene's. A-L-E-E-N-E''S. And this is jewelry and metal glue. That's what it looks like. And the difference between the nylon cord and the hemp cord, with this you would have to use glue to seal off the knots. And that's where this would come in handy. And with this one, you could just, because it's nylon, you could just burn the tip and press it, and it's sealed off. And right here I will be measuring out 2 pieces of 20-inch cord. Actually I should have made it 24, but 20 inches is good for an average size bracelet. And here I am measuring 6 inches in on that 20-inch cord, and I will be making a knot. So you start off and you slide one end through the front of the shell, and I like to bring mine all the way down to the end, and then you thread the other cord through the back. And I make sure that my cord is lined up the middle, because each shell has a niche at the top that you can rest the cord in. And so I just follow that lined up across the back, close to the knot. That's why I have my thumb on. My thumb is on the shell, and my forefinger is on the string right at the bottom, at the top of the shell. I make my loop to make a knot. And you want to make sure that this knot, you just goes right down to the top and you just push it. You push it in place. Don't pull. Just push that knot in place because it should be right there at the top, just like it is at the bottom. Then I pull nice and tight. And I just continue that pattern until I have as many shells on as I need. Oh, in the end that I'm putting all of these shells, like I said, the niche, this at the top, that's where I thread through this end because it's open. It's, you know, pretty open. At this point in the video, I would like to say hello to my subscribers, guys. Thank you for tuning in, returning, and tuning into this channel. I really appreciate you. And if you are new to this channel or you are a returning viewer, thank you for coming in. And do me a favor, tap that subscribe button and then hit the notification bell so that you'll know when my next video will upload. Speaking of, this is one of 2 videos that I will be doing. The second video will be also a jewelry tutorial to demonstrate using wire to make ear cuffs and other jewelry pieces. This would be like this. I could have, if my string was longer, which since this is done at 20, I should have just did 24. 24 inches, 2 24-inch lengths of cord. But since this is at 20 and I have 6 shells, it could be a bracelet for somebody with smaller wrists. Make sure. Now, what I like to do is use something to pinch my pieces together to hold the cord in place because that confuses me. So that's what I do to hold it in place, and that's this little pinchy clipper from Dollar Tree. Dollar Tree has them. All right. So what I do is put my string in the middle of my ends. Make sure this cord is in the middle. Okay. Then I think it goes this way. Like that. Once you get it the first time, for me, it gets easier. All right, I'm going to do it again. This side goes across all 4. Push that up there like that. This one goes over top of the one that went across, underneath all 4. And, you know, you have to make your adjustments. Now, at this point, I don't need that. I just needed it to hold these strings in place. All right, so what I'm trying to do is tighten this up pull that together. All right, I'm going to do it again. Over, over, and up. For me, I make it go up. Then I bring this one under. Oops. Under and in between. Oops. Under and in between. All under four, all four. And then it should kind of look like a pretzel when you close it. Before you close it. All right, I'm going to do it again. You could do this about 4 or 5 times. Over, over, and up, creating, oops, over top of this one. Oops, over, yeah, it's kind of short. Over, like that. Bring this one in between and under all 4. This needs to be in this loop. Now I can let go and pull. Okay. There it is. And this is how it should look. I don't know if you can, oops, if you can see that. It sort of looks like on the back. And this is the front. So what we do next, you cut close to the end and take a lighter and you can burn the end, press it down. Oops, that slid, press it in, and that knot is not going anywhere. There you go, you can see it's shiny. It melted down like it's plastic, because you know it's nylon. Again, clip the tails off. Ooh. Burn the end and press it. Ooh. Press it in place. And the knot's closed. Now, once we have our bracelet at the size that we wanted it, actually, like I said, a couple more shells could have gone on here. And you know, if you wanted to use something else as spacers, I guess you could use like beads as spacers. There we go. This is how it will fit my arm. Now somebody who has a smaller wrist, it'll close in even more. And my slider is working pretty good. Pull it down. It's nice and snug. I don't want to pull it down too far because I still have to close off these ends. Well, you know, what I could do is knot these ends, put knots on the end. Make sure I make it long enough. Close off the ends like this. Or I could put a bead at the end if I want to get fancy. So I'm trying to make these knots the same length. Now what I do is cut off the ends, burn them. Okay, so this way the knot won't slide off. Guess I could cut this down a little bit more, huh? But you know what? I like the way it fits. I like the way it feels. It doesn't feel scratchy. It really doesn't, because the string is actually like a, I don't know, like a, not a barrier, but it helps keep it off of your skin. It keeps the shell from being off of your skin. But anyway, guys, there you go. Guys, thank you so much for tuning into my channel. Denishi, I hope that this tutorial was helpful for you. And guys, if you like the content that I put out on my channel today, give me a thumbs up for a like. And if you're new to my channel, hit that subscribe button and make sure that the notification bell is set so that each time I upload a new video, you will know.